Austin, big win for you guys tonight. Get back above 500, and it's a big conference win. How important was this one snap back 2 games, getting into the base game?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, obviously getting back up to 2-1 in conference, getting a big win at 100 Miles of Hate. It was my first rivalry game with these guys, and you definitely feel it on the field. So it was obviously huge to get that win, get back over 500 on the year, get up to 4 wins. So, I feel like we played really good defensively. Those guys really played really well, and they helped us out a lot when we weren't clicking really well. And I don't think it was our prettiest game by any means, and I think there's a lot of things we could improve on. But to go out there and win a game 35-17, and you're sitting there feeling like, well, we could have played a lot better, that's obviously a really good thing. So, really good win. Obviously good to get 2-1 in conference play and build on UAB.
What was the biggest difference between the first half and the second half? Because it seemed like it was different.
I just feel like we were making a lot of mistakes. We were making a lot of mistakes on our end, in the first half. I don't really feel, in this whole game, I don't really feel like there was really anything they done to stop us. I feel like we were kind of stopping ourselves, and that's no disrespect to them. I just feel like a lot of our mistakes were self-inflicted. So I feel like in the second half we came out, we cleaned things up, we made a lot of better plays. Once we got in the fourth quarter, we kind of started making those mistakes again, and those kind of fall on me. A lot of those mistakes were my fault. So just got to clean that fourth quarter up so that we can make that fourth quarter and the first quarter look more like the second and third quarter. So, yeah.
How slow the first half was for you all. How important was it to come out and get those 2 touchdown drives right out the gate pretty much?
Yeah,
break it open.
It's huge. I think it's one of the biggest reasons why Coach Helton likes to defer. I'm a huge fan of deferring the ball. Getting that ball out of the second half is huge for momentum. And especially if, you didn't see the ball last in the first half, you're sitting there for a long time. And I think that affected their offense coming out. So I think it was huge that we got out there, scored on the first drive, scored on the second drive. It started to look like us again. And, it's just big on building towards that win.
I mean, lots of 3rd and 1s today in this game, and then obviously you all decided to pass on 3rd and 1. Just what's your confidence in your teammates in order to convert on 3rd and 1?
Yeah, I feel like we have really good receivers, and we obviously feel like we have great running backs, and if we need to on 3rd and 1, we'll run the ball. But we have a lot of confidence in our receivers. We felt like we had certain looks on short downs that they were going to give us that were going to be good for passing, because they were expecting runs. So. A couple of things we could have done better. Like I said, on my end, I could have done a couple of things better. Missed a couple of throws, like that 4th and 1 in the first quarter. That was on me. But, I feel like the guys played really well. Offensive line were spectacular in pass block. I don't know if we had a sack today. So those guys were awesome up front. They were awesome in the run game. So, yeah.
Speaking of that O-line, obviously Mark Good out for the year, as you just said. West Dorsey, I guess how did it feel with that new group, and what's it going to take to continue to gel with that group in those positions?
Yeah, West played awesome. West played a really good game. He made a couple little mistakes that you make in your first game, which is expected. We have guys who in our 7th games are making mistakes, so he played really well. Really proud of him. Gunner slotted over to the left side, and he picked off right like he was on the right side. That's not always the easiest transition for guys. So those guys up front played amazing. Tick was battling the whole game. Vinny was battling, and then Rusty is who Rusty is. We all know that dude's unbelievable. So those guys played super well, made everybody's jobs easier, and those guys are the heart of this team.
I asked Coach this, but they seem to have you running a lot today. How did that feel for you, just running the ball?
Oh, yeah, last 2 games I've ran the ball a little bit. I think in that second game against Hawaii, I was also running the ball a little bit. So if we get into games where teams are either trying to stop the pass and they're dropping back far and there's going to be lanes for me to run the ball, I'm willing to do it. And then obviously I feel like I'm a pretty big figure, weigh 230, so if it's 4th and 1 and we're on the goal line, Coach Helton has a lot of trust in me to run the ball there and get in the end zone. Did that earlier in the game with the 1 touchdown run. The other 2 I didn't get in there. That was on me, and then we were able to get that pass touchdown. But yeah, so just feel like if what we need to do to win, we have a big saying around here, whatever it takes. And so if I got to go out there, get dirty a little bit, run the ball, that's what they ask of me.
Obviously, you've only been here for 4 of them, but this is win number 600 for the program. What do you think that says about this program? How fitting was it that it was, against the biggest rival?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's cool to be at a program with such tradition. I came from a program that the first year I got there was year 4 of the program. So compared to here where we just got our 600th win. So it's awesome being in a program with a lot of history, a lot of tradition, to go out there and create our own history, take the lead in the 100 Miles of Hate rivalry at 36-35. So that's obviously awesome, and for it to be against these guys obviously is pretty sweet.
Obviously, you guys